Freak Nation, it's his first time to join us here in the Speed Freaks pits, although I did tell him back in the day, his old man spent many a time here in the Freak Nation. Scott Riggs, his son Layne Riggs, now doubles up with the NASCAR Truck Series wins of the last couple of weekends. And let's get some things out of the way, man. First of all, you're taller than your old man, Scott Riggs, right?
I am, not by a whole lot, but I definitely am taller. I'm not quite sure where I got the tall gene from. I'm taller than everybody in my family, so I'm not sure what happened there.
And I will say this, man, he was always so good to us. And this is 20 years ago, where he'd win a race and he was on the show every time. He was responsible as a driver. I don't know if it was a PR person or if that's just within his genes, but damn it, Scott Riggs would show up for every interview, buddy.
That's right. I try to do the same thing, live by the same thing. If you ask me to do something, if I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Freak Nation, Layne Riggs. He won in Bristol the week before. It's bananas.
Oh, no. The month before in Milwaukee.
The month before there in Milwaukee. It's bananas, the fact that you're not in the playoffs, but you go out here and dominate these two races. What the hell happened? What did you find, man?
I'm really not sure, because I was trying to think about, like, what did we do different? I'm like, I think it's really just time that told, the experience that we've learned over the year. And we've just, I didn't really know what I needed as a driver, to go fast in these trucks. And my crew chief, Dylan, didn't quite figure out what I need yet. And, we're both rookies. We're both trying to figure this all out every single weekend. And I think we just had some really bad weekends. We had some fast trucks. Sometimes they just didn't really go well. And we had nothing to show for it on the stat sheet. But then we just finally hit on something. We ran 5th at IRP, a track that's really good to me. Got to build on that. Went and ran 5th at Richmond. I think we should have finished 2nd or 3rd. I think we were really good that race. And then we go out and dominate at Milwaukee, and then go and dominate at Bristol again. It's like, finally, I know what it takes in that feel that I need to be able to go fast. And my crew chief knows what that is to give to me. So it just takes a lot of time and a lot of races and experience to get it. We don't have a lot of practice to go try stuff and learn things. It's like, the only time we're going to learn is just the next week's race, and everything's on the line when you're doing it. So it's so hard to learn and progress as a team and driver and crew chief in a series where you don't get much time to try things or learn how to do it, except when it's all on the line. So I think that, if we knew what we knew now, and I felt as comfortable as I do now in a truck, and he felt as comfortable on the pit box and, in the shop as a crew chief, I think we could have been having this success right out of the gate. It just, everything takes time. It's all a process.
It is all a process. And now you guys have put the field on notice, because losing is a part of sports. Getting 2nd place, getting 5th place, getting last place, it's a part of sports. And you could just continue that cycle if you wish. But you guys have shown, you've learned from those finishes, and the cycle is different now. So are you guys already looking ahead to 2025? Or are you like, come on, we're going to finish out 2024 as badass as we can?
We're doing both of those things. I think that every single race, we're going to go try to win it. We're going to put everything on the line, and we're going to take the risks. If that's pit strategy, if that's, shooting a gap on the racetrack that a playoff guy or a guy going for the championship wouldn't do, I'm going to take that risk. What do we have to lose besides, who wants to go finish 2nd in these races? You got to go win these things. That's all it pays for us right now, is winning races. So, we're going to go try to win the rest of them all year long. But, you got to stay humble about it. Know that, it is ironic that we won 2 in a row. We could easily go out to Kansas next weekend and finish, run 25th all day long. That's just part of the sport. It can knock you back down really quick. So, we're going to celebrate it. We're going to enjoy what we got going on, and you reap the rewards of what we've done so far. But at the same time, just we're focused on the next one. We know we have to try just as hard and work the same amount at it. And we could very well go out and flop, who knows. But we're going trying to get big trophies. Those are the cool things that everybody shoots for. But yes, everything's going in the notebook for next year. And we're going to be, like I said it at the racetrack right after we won, I think we're going to be really hard to beat next year.
You are going to be fun to watch, that's for sure. Is there anything that can be learned, though, from Bristol moving forward for the rest of the races this year? Bristol's a track that it's so high banked, it's hard to see. Things come at you really quickly. Are you more learning from tracks like Milwaukee and that win, or does Bristol even matter what you learned there for the rest of the year?
No, I think Bristol, to me, even though Milwaukee's twice the size, Milwaukee felt more like a short track than Bristol does. Like Bristol, you're going so fast, there's so much G-force and load. I mean, Bristol feels like a mile and a half track the way you're just, going. You feel like you're going so fast. Milwaukee, I mean, we were going faster on the speed, but the corners are so flat. Like that feels more like a short track than Bristol does. So I think it's just that same thing. You're just building every single race, getting better. We ran, I think we finished 10th in the spring at Bristol, and I was, left the track. That was our first top 10 as a team. And I knew we weren't that good, and we came wholesale differently this time. But yes, no, I think there's a lot we can take from it. My crew chief, like I said, he's learning me more every single race. I'm giving better feedback. I'm more confident in telling him what I need and being, harsh about it. Say, my truck's bad. We need this change. Where before, earlier in the season, I'm like, I think we're okay, or I think we're not that good, and I'm not really that sure. Now that you win and you have a really amazing truck like I did this past weekend, you know what you need and that feel you need to be able to go fast, and you can apply that to every racetrack.
Layne Riggs, winner of the last 2 truck races, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. I saw you talking to some images of you talking to Cup drivers. Did the drivers in the truck series, did they talk to you the same after you won the last 2 races? I know sometimes they say, he's a rookie, he's that. But when you started winning, maybe they talked to you a little differently, right?
I think that I've definitely earned their respect. There's a lot of guys I enjoy racing around. Corey Heim and, Tom Majeski, me and him have ran pretty close past couple races. And, Raja, he's a good friend of mine. It's funny, he actually mentioned it in his interview. Me and him had the same birthday, same year and day and everything.
Yeah, he also, wait a minute, Layne, he also told some interviewer when you were out there burning the track down, he said, I wish that was me.
Yeah, I did. I just actually watched the replay yesterday, so I watched that. I got a good little chuckle out of that. But yeah, me and him are good friends, and I think that they, when you're racing on the racetrack too, like they see my truck, and instead of saying, "Oh, the rookie stripe kid," it's like, no, that guy's the real deal. He knows how to get it done. I can't push him around, or I can't intimidate this guy, or try to push him down. He's already thriving and doing well. So I think that gives a little bit of that, veteran type respect to me, even though I still have the rookie stripes on the back of the truck. I've proven myself now, and I think that definitely earns the respect of my competitors.
You said something I've never heard before. You thanked your agent in the post-race interview. How did that come about? Were you just happy to get in that truck, or I've never heard that before. I've been doing this 25 years.
Well, he told me he's been a great friend. He was actually helped Dad get his first couple rides, and he said he wanted to keep the family tradition going. He knew I had the talent to do it. He wanted to make sure that I got the right opportunities, and he's worked really hard for me behind the scenes. He said the only thing that I want you to do for me is when you get your first win, I want you to thank me. And I was like, I'll do it. And then I totally forgot at Milwaukee. It was so in the moment. I'm dealing with my shoulders out of socket. I'm just in shock. Don't even know what to do. And I got back to the pits and I was like, dang it. I'm like, I promised somebody something and I forgot to do it. So I said, I promise you in my next race, I'll make it happen. And he's like, you don't have to do that. I was just messing with you. So I wanted to prove him wrong.
I saw you talking to Ryan Blaney in one of the images. I think it's on your website or somewhere. And he's a Ford driver. You're a Ford driver. Are you in the Ford upline? Is there a chance that you could go up? And there's not a lot of teams that are Ford teams. Is that frustrating? What's going on with you and Ford, or is that just a thing with Front Row right now?
Well, I mean, getting connected with Ford through Front Row has been a great thing. They give a lot of resources to us drivers. They keep our vehicles going fast in all 3 national series. And yeah, I mean, I would say that they've invested in me. Front Row's invested in me, and hopefully I can be one of the Ford pipeline drivers that gets the next opportunity to move up in a Ford. It's been great so far. Ford kind of had a rocky start at the beginning of the season in all 3 series. But right now we are really turning it up as an organization and a manufacturer. I think we've won the majority of the past couple races. I know Cole Custer won yesterday and last night in the Xfinity race as a Ford. So yeah, it's been great. Hopefully I can be the one to be pipeline right up to the bigger series here in the near future.
All right, you brought it up, and I was waiting for you to knock it out there. Let's talk about the shoulder. Can you explain to the Freak Nation what happened with this shoulder after Milwaukee?
Well, it's been no secret that I've had issues with my shoulder. I broke my collarbone riding dirt bikes, and things will get you hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Had to get surgery done on my shoulder, broke my collarbone and all. And then I've, working in the shop, doing other things, dislocated my shoulder before. So yeah, I haven't had problems with it in several years. And yeah, I guess I just got a little too excited, threw my arm too hard, and literally threw my shoulder out of socket. So I think that was dislocation number 9 on the same shoulder. So I could say I have a bum shoulder, but the good thing is, I have youth on my side, so it heals pretty quickly. I feel 100%. I feel great. But the good thing is, with being a national series driver now, you get a lot of the help from NASCAR Medical. I get to see all the specialists. Just been doing all the right things, jumping through the right hoops to make sure that I'm as healthy as I can be every single weekend. Physical therapy, just trying to make sure I'm better than the week before. But yeah, we're just following all the right protocols, make sure I'm okay. And I made sure that it's actually funny. My doctor that I've been working with closely after Milwaukee, he told me going into Bristol, the first race back since Milwaukee, he's like, when you win at Bristol, just be really careful in your celebration. I'm like, yeah, right. If we win Bristol, I'll try. And then we took the white flag, and when you take the white flag in NASCAR and you're leading by a pretty good margin, it's pretty much over. We took the white flag on the last lap. I thought about him, and I was like, all right, I'll be careful, like you told me. So everybody was like, he was holding his shoulder, he acted like he was hurt. I was being very careful with it in my celebration because, I throw my hand up to a crew guy and they, yank my arm or something. I was like, he was holding his shoulder close to him. Like, yeah, because I didn't want anybody to mess with it or yank me or get excited or hurt it again. So, yeah, I'm very mindful of it now, of what can happen. And like I said, we're just taking the right precautions to make sure I can be as healthy as I can.
Sounds
sorry,
like
there's
you
a
ought to
whole-
be thinking your doctor instead of your agent.
Exactly. Hey, I'm thankful for everybody.
There's a whole sponsor opportunity there. So from now on, every time you win a race, somebody comes in with a shoulder harness to you and it's all sponsored up. You can have somebody pay for it. And it's like, yep, got to be Ginger. Got to be Ginger with the shoulder.
Yep, that's right. It was great. I mean, in the long term, I'm glad it was something I'll never forget. My first ever win, something iconic like that happens. But I mean, I got a lot of press from it. I think we were on TMZ, USA Today, ESPN, ABC. I mean, all these, and the headline wasn't Layne Riggs gets his first truck win. It was NASCAR driver dislocates shoulder. It's like, but it said NASCAR driver Layne Riggs dislocates shoulder. So it's like, hey, say that didn't happen. These people, there's so many thousands and thousands of people that saw that and read my name and know my name now that would have never known it unless something like that happened. So, hey, you kind of look at it as a blessing, something funny to talk about, but we're not making it the signature move. That was a one and done deal. I read all the comments after the race and everybody's like, did his shoulder come out again? I'm like, I don't want to make this a regular occurrence. One and done.
Love the optimism,
can you put both of
though.
your arms up straight like this?
I can, but I'd rather not.
Yeah. Way to go,
yeah.
Kenny.
Well, and let me say this. I'm the father of a 10-year-old daughter, and unfortunately, she's following my path and my dream of being a soccer player, and she's a hell of a soccer player at that age. And I say that because I believe your old man started out in motocross or on bikes when he was a teenager, and here you are injuring your shoulder on a G-damn bike. Your dad's probably going, God dang it, why couldn't I just get him in accounting or something? And here he is cracking up his shoulder.
Exactly. Dad still has a great passion for motocross. He rides every weekend, every time that he can, if he's even got to go by himself. Obviously if he's not at the racetrack with me. So Yeah, he's actually said he's going tomorrow to go ride somewhere. So he's got a huge passion for motocross. He raced, and that's pretty much where he got his racing itch from. But same problem with him. He kept getting hurt. He went to the Loretta Lynn's. I think he said he was like running second or third in his first ever Loretta Lynn's moto, and wrecked and broke his wrist and arm and everything. And I think right after that, he went home after the hospital, and my grandpa, his dad, sold the dirt bike, said, "You're done." And he was upset and crying and young, and this is my passion. He said, "Well, don't worry about it." He said, "Well, come down here." And they went down to their garage, and he opened it up, and there was a mini stock car. He said, you're gonna have 4 wheels and a cage now, so you're not getting hurt anymore. So that's how the whole 4-wheel racing thing got started, was from injuries. So yeah, and I never raced dirt bikes. I just, we go on test days and play around, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, after that incident, the risk versus reward wasn't quite there for me anymore. And I definitely don't have as much passion for it as he does.
Do you follow Supercross or motocross at all?
I do. We actually went to the Super Motocross up the road at the ZMAX the other day. It was a really cool event. Nice. Hayden Deegan put on a clinic on them boys. I said it actually leaving Bristol. I said, I felt like Hayden Deegan the other night. I started about mid-pack and just passed everybody and put on an absolute show for everybody. So it was, that was really cool to watch him do it. I was glad I can do kind of the same thing.
So if Ricky Carmichael, James Bubba Stewart walks in the room, who are you going to go over and shake their hand first?
Both of them at the same time. I really want to meet Tomac. That's my man.
Eli.
You can't go wrong. He's the Jimmy Johnson of Supercross, in my opinion. So he's the older guy. He's done it. He's professional, and I think everybody wants to be like him.
Ooh, there you go.
Wow, that's a sentence we've never heard before in the Freak Nation.
I mean, behind me, do you see those pants? Those are from Ricky Carmichael. I take offense to that, man.
Oh, stop it.
Hey, it's different time periods.
Yes.
Ricky was the guy in that time. In my generation, I think Tomac's the guy. So it's
what he just did there, Kenny? He just dropped it in there that we're too old,
I didn't say that. I have respect for all of them, but my guys, I'm a Tomac guy.
And he also knows how to clean it up.
There he does.
Yes. Well, anybody who's listened to this interview knows this guy, he's very well spoken.
Well, his dad was too, man. Until we turned the microphone on, he was Scott Riggs. And then when the microphone and the camera went on, his old man's like, bam, he cleaned up awfully quick. Well, man, we hope this isn't the last time you come in the Freak Nation, meaning we'd like to get winners in here, Layne, and it's been awesome meeting you. We're big fans of your dad. Please tell him that we said hello, and maybe one day we can get both of you guys in here to talk shit about each other.
Yeah. Well, he's really good at that. He keeps me humble and makes sure that if I do anything wrong, he makes sure to point it out, and all in love and all in positive criticism to try to help me. So yeah, I'm sure that he might be interested in that. We'll have to see. So yeah, hopefully we can do it again. It's great to be on here, guys.
Buddy, congratulations on this win, man. We hope to talk to you soon.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You take car maintenance seriously, and you want to pass on that legacy of care. Use Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer to shield your engine from excessive heat, debris, and friction. Trust Lucas Oil. It works.
This freaking segment is brought to you by good friends at General Tires. Now through the end of October, buy 4 qualifying SUV or light truck tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. Need more information? Go to the website, GeneralTire.com. That's GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire for Speed Freaks for the last 2 decades.
Rev up your passion for speed. MAVTV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, MAVTV Go has something for everyone. MAVTV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.